I just want to say I think all of you guys are doing a fantastic job, and I hope that you can tune out the slander that's been going around and the negativity, and just continue to work together. Uh-oh, you're giving me extra time. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble now. Oh, no.
You're kind of early.
Attorney General, here we go. But just keep.
Thank you. Gloria?
So on Saturday, a group of us met with Rob Leva, and he's an agroecologist, about his expertise in restoring the riverfront with native plants. And it looks very possible to me. And so Pam was there, Troy was there, and so what he recommended was best practices was burning the riverfront. And that way, people wouldn't have to do all that weed whacking that they do. And it would, if you burn it more in the fall, it favors the spring plants. And then as time goes on, Troy took about 100 pictures and we showed them to Rob. He identified them all. And we're developing, or we have somewhat of a list of the plants that are toxic, that are invasive. And as we identify those, we could get rid of those. So that's a whole process. But I called the fire chief, Leo Geertz, and he said he was happy to do a controlled burn. And he would be happy to do 2 of them a year, which is what Rob said was the best thing to do. So I'm just taking this step by step, just one thing at a time. So what Leo said was that I should contact the Department of Conservation and the Illinois Corps of Engineers. Does that jive with what you guys know?
I know anything on the river,
Not bad,
you
you know.
gotta go with the DNR, like they say. In the Corps. In the Corps, yeah. Because we don't really own all that.
Right. And if they agreed, I don't know what they would say or that sort of thing. So, so is the DNR different from the Department of Conservation?
No, the same thing.
Okay, it's just different
Some
names.
people call it
Okay.
different things.
So then before we did any of that, I would want to contact each homeowner and see if they're in agreement, and I would try to give them the information that I have and let them know what we're doing, and see if there's any kind of disagreement or see what they want and that sort of thing. So my intent would be to start all the way up here by the picnic table and burn all the way down to the trees down there, because everything has been cut there. And at the trees, the homeowners across from there want those trees to stand as a windbreak and as greenery and shade and that sort of thing. So, taking it, like I said, I'm taking it a step at a time, and I just want to let you guys know. And I'll keep you informed. And do you have any questions?
When are the burns? In the fall and then in the
spring? Rob said that the burn season is from, I think, November 1st to April 1st. So I used to be on the Friends of the Mountains board, and so they have to look at when everything is not too dry. So sometimes at the mounds, they would wait until kind of a rain, and let it dry out a little bit and then burn it, like right away.
Well, I know Jason said they were gonna try to start something maybe October, November down here. So you don't, and plus in the spring, if they're
Jason.
starting to do the marina,
from MSA.
MSA, that would be down here instead of not down this way.
well, it'd be right there, yeah, where she wants to start.
To do what?
They're gonna start the process, the marina process.
Oh, right.
So you'd have to
Well,
take
would be
that
all
into account.
dug up and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Lori. Brian?
Thank you. In June of this year, we hired a maintenance employee with a higher than historical wage.
due to our understanding he had a water operator license. We now learn he don't have a water or sewer license. The mayor told me he was gonna get his license in September. Another member told me he was waiting on the state. Both are false statements. The Illinois EPA says no applications have been submitted, and the employee is an operator in training. The employee entered the B license program in November 23, where a 6-year clock started for him to acquire 5,340 hours. Simple math negates the possibility of this person to acquire the necessary hours. If you know the Illinois EPA, the training documentation required by the EPA is questionable and lacks at best for operators in the program almost nil, thus enticing the operator to be less than honest when claiming hours by merely checking the box on the application and submitting a letter of recommendation by a licensed operator. Very obtainable if the time is close to the retirement or to that 6-year window, right? They're not going to question it. But if it's not close, they can use hours obtained in training prior to entering the program. But that documentation is a little bit more robust. It has to be documented with dates, types of training, and signed off by a witness, as told to me by an employee from the certification and license section of the Illinois EPA. Our current contract employee is working under contract good till next year. So it appears that we're not going to have a full-time licensed operator anytime soon. Also appears the village has not been enforcing the specifications of the current contract. So I respectfully ask, where do we stand and where are we going? With regards to water and sewer. You know, I was told in a previous meeting we're taking this matter very seriously. Again, I asked why we were paying a higher wage if this person don't have their license. And since it wasn't a board action to hire the person, did those people that hired this person do so knowingly and mislead the public and the board on this person as whether they had a license or not? It's also my understanding that a maintenance employee isn't driving a village vehicle for personal use. In previous boards, we were told not to do that because it's a liability. I hope that you approved it through the insurance company before you get permission to do it. And I'm curious how you're justifying it, because surely that person's not on call 7 days a week. As far as the time clock, you can go down to Granger and buy them for $300 to $450, whether you want digital or analog. And it's about liability, right? As a municipality, that person clocking in and clocking out, if they leave work early and get in an accident, we just set ourselves up for failure. And that's how we looked at it at my previous employment as well. You know, it's not so much nitpicking, right? Because things are going to happen. You may have to leave your lunch and then come back and finish your lunch. We get it. But it's that start time, stop time that stops the liability from happening. All right, thanks.
Thank you.